Good afternoon and welcome to the vendor webinar regarding Connecticut Green Bank's RFP for IT managed services. We appreciate you coming. We'll go through a brief presentation and then we'll give people the opportunity to post questions in the question box. So any questions that you have at all, please post and we will answer them after the presentation is over. Just to let you know that this webinar is being recorded. So if anybody that you know of that's on your team that didn't get a chance to join, we'll be posting it on the Connecticut Green Bank website where we had the RFP. Okay, moving along, just for you guys to know, there we go. First up, just a little bit about us. We are the nation's first green bank, established by the General Assembly in 2011. We are designed to support the governor and legislature's energy strategy for Connecticut to achieve cleaner, less expensive, and more reliable sources of energy. Our mission is to confront climate change and provide all of society a healthier and more prosperous future by increasing and accelerating the flow of private capital into markets that energize the green economy. The timing of the RFP, as it was indicated on the document, proposals are due to me, and my email address is in the RFP at 5 p.m. on Friday, April 9th. Interviews are expected to take place the week of May 3rd. The winner will be chosen, we expect the winner to be chosen around Friday, May 14th. And work is scheduled to begin July 1st. This may be postponed to January 1st of 2022. And just to give you an idea of why the time lag between the proposals and the interviews is that we are moving our offices. We currently are headquartered in Rocky Hill, and we are moving our offices to Hartford. And that's the move will fall right in between that. Factors in determining the winner. The RFP mentioned we're looking at most favorable terms from a technical qualifications and a price standpoint. And additionally, as a quasi-state agency of the state of Connecticut, vendor location will be a consideration and preference may be given to an in-state vendor. We've had some questions already. So you can see here the answers. Around a rough estimate on the server and user workstations. So you can identify what that is. For user accounts right now, we have a total of 54 active laptops and workstations and 3 online servers, one of which is a SQL server. The numbers fluctuate a bit, but I think that would be a good number for you guys to start with. The current incumbent is AdNet out of Farmington, Connecticut. It could possibly be a multiple award contract. The budget will depend on the bids that we received, and we're willing to answer any questions that you might have until the proposal due date of 4/9. Okay. Are there any additional questions that people might have from the proposal? If you have any, just you can type them into the question. And I see somebody, here we go. SOC requirements. We will not be holding data, but our vendors will. Can their SOC 2 audit suffice? I believe they will. Is that correct, Eric? That
I would prefer all parties to have SOC 2, because I mean, if a vendor doesn't have a SOC 2, it makes me question your ability to work with us as we maintain our own SOC 2.
Okay. Any cloud services beyond Office 365 and Salesforce?
Do we currently have?
Yeah.
I mean, we have some other program-specific technology that's in the cloud, such as Power Clerk through Clean Power Research. We have a whole host of data with Locust that's in their native platform in the cloud. Um, a lot of that, we have redundancies in-house in terms of what's in that data. Managing that, I don't think would be required of this vendor. Those are all through program-specific technology.
Any other questions that anyone has? Is managed security services expected to be blue team internal use only and not also external certification?
I'm not sure I follow the question. What do you, could you repeat what was written, Barbara?
It says, is managed security services expected to be blue team / internal use only and not also external certification?
I need some clarification.
Can you do me a favor? Whoever sent that question, send me an email, and we'll get an answer for you, and try to elaborate a little bit on more on what you mean. Next question: what, if any, SOC SIEM monitoring and logging is currently in place?
Again, define SIE. Please, if you're asking questions, don't go for abbreviations.
So yeah, so it's what, if any, SOC monitoring and logging is currently in place? If we separate it from the SIEM.
So let me come back to you on that. I mean, I know that we are monitoring a bunch of things. I don't know the frequency of this stuff, but I can gladly find that out and post that.
And if you want to either elaborate on what SIEM is in the question, or send me again a separate email on what that is, we can get you an answer.
I mean, we can unmute somebody if we want.
Okay. Can you, okay, and a lot of these questions are coming from, how would I do that? To unmute. I think I go to attendees, and can I unmute an attendee? I can, I believe. Is this, I just sent, is what your Imtiaz Ali? I just sent you I tried to unmute you. It said you got sent an audio ping. Meanwhile, let's go on to the next question while we're waiting for her to be able to speak. Additional details on the SQL Server and database support required. Can you offer additional details on the SQL Server and database support required?
So we have a fairly sizable data warehouse that's going to keep growing, and so we need somebody with advanced SQL knowledge who can kind of help us when our in-house knowledge runs out, and kind of help us either refine the existing APIs or create new ones to pull in new data sources, and then help us make sure that our queries are running the way that we intend for them to. Eventually, we would like to build out some sort of user interface that runs off of this that helps us manage workflow. So we imagine that whoever that we're selecting would be involved with that project, either that development or working with the party that is doing that development.
Okay. Next question is, please provide some more details regarding what is needed for the data warehouse support.
So that goes back to the SQL server and the SQL database that I was just talking about. That's one and the same. So it's somebody with it. We need access to people with advanced SQL knowledge, ability to build APIs, and help us with connectivity.
Okay. Next is Ryan Hopf with INSC and can elaborate on the SIEM and Blue Team question. And I thought I unmuted you, but for some reason it's not working.
Hi, this is Ryan with Innovative Network Solutions.
There you go. Okay, so maybe you can elaborate a
Can you
little
hear
bit
me?
more, Ryan. That would be great.
Perfect. So the main question we had on the internal, the Blue Team versus internal, I know you guys are looking in your proposal to have the MSP do a little bit of security monitoring and then also security support for your team, and was wondering if that's something that you wanted the MSP to do, or for the MSP to subcontract out to a managed security vendor, or would that all have to be internally supported?
I mean, I kind of defer back to the bidder, to whatever is the most effective solution that they can provide. I mean, if that's something that you have the ability to do in-house, that would be great. If there's somebody that you partner with that you would suggest subbing that out to, I would include that in your response. I don't like being right now. We are dealing with one external party, so if somebody's coming back for just a piece of this, that would be great, but highlight where the gaps are, so that either we would have to figure out how do we close that gap, or if you're proposing a way to fill that.
Sure, understood. And then with the SIM question, the SIM and the SOC monitoring is basically just security monitoring and alerting. Usually this is done through the firewall and then external applications that log events that happen on your network.
Yeah, so we have, sorry, I'm the worst when it comes to IT acronyms and abbreviations, because
there's a lot of jargon.
I end up assigning my own names to things which probably don't apply and are indecipherable to anybody but me. So apologies. So we have ongoing monitoring of what's going on all of the computers on our network, or all of our computers that are currently managed. So we have agents out. We have managed firewalls that are being monitored, and those are being monitored by our current vendor in real time, and things are being escalated when they need to us. And then we have an ongoing monthly review of just kind of trends and what we're seeing from a security perspective, in case there's something that we would need to change up.
Okay. And are they monitoring the logs and events of what is currently happening, or just uptime and status, I guess?
They're doing both.
Okay, cool. And what kind of firewall are you guys employing right now?
We have a Fortinet.
Fortinet. Okay, perfect. Those are all the questions I had. I appreciate your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And those are all the questions that we have. Does anybody else on the call have any other questions? All right. If you do come up with any more questions, feel free to email me. Again, I don't think I introduced myself at the beginning. This is Barbara Waters, and my email address is in the RFP proposal. And we look forward to getting your responses on April 9th. Thanks very much for joining us on this webinar.
Thank you.